Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of my Blu-ray pickups haul. Got another nice stack of movies and quite a few Criterions as well. Still trying to take advantage of those, great deals over at Barnes & Noble until August 7th. That's when the deal ends, the 50% off deal. But first, I want to talk about this brand new release, which I finally got a chance to see it, and it's called Black Butterfly with Antonio Banderas and Jonathan Rhys Meyers. And I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised by this thriller, and without giving away too much, basically Antonio Banderas plays a struggling writer, and he's having a hard time coming up with a decent story until he comes across this drifter at this diner. And before Antonio even gets to the diner, he has a situation on the highway with this big rig driver, and the driver's cutting him off. He's not letting him pass. And that scene kind of reminded me of the film Duel, which is Steven Spielberg's directorial debut. And what a great film. I've always loved Duel. If you haven't seen it, definitely do check it out. But yeah, so that scene had that Duel feel to it. And then right after that, that's when Antonio goes to the diner. And he comes across the big rig driver there, and he has a whole confrontation scene happen there, and that's when Jonathan Rhys Meyers, the drifter, steps in and helps him out. And as a kind gesture, Antonio invites the drifter over, to his house to give him a place to stay, to shower, and clean up until he goes about on his business. And also, the drifter, as a kind gesture, helps him out on the story, on the script. And that's when all hell breaks loose. So that's all I'm going to say. And I don't want to spoil it for you guys. But yeah, I think you guys will be quite impressed. If you like thrillers, I think you'll definitely like this one. And by the way, this whole film was shot in Italy. But when you watch it, you think it's shot somewhere in Colorado or Maine or, in the forests of Oregon. So it's pretty nice that they shot it internationally. And it's a really greenish looking film, lush green trees and grass and whatnot, because it's shot at this cabin house in this countryside. By the way, the aspect ratio for this film is in the 2:40 format, and as far as my thoughts on the picture and audio quality, I'm going to rate it a 4 out of 5 for both. Overall, great looking black levels and a bit of softness throughout. You get a slight bit of pop here and there, but it's mostly a soft looking image. Let me show you a quick look at the back. And as far as special features, you get an audio commentary with the director and co-writer of the film, plus Black Butterfly, which is a featurette, and also the trailer gallery. Moving on, the next film I picked up, which is a brand new release on 4K, is The Fifth Element with Bruce Willis, the 20th anniversary edition. Man, I can't believe this came out back in 1997. And proud to say that the 4K release looks absolutely beautiful for this one. And I'm really glad they went with the original poster art for the 4K cover. And I believe Best Buy released the Steelbook edition of this one too. But yeah, definitely pick this one up. And I noticed that Amazon, as of the date of this video, there's like a hold time of 1 to 2 months. I guess Sony didn't press enough discs for this one. But anyway, really happy to pick this one up. The next film I picked up is The Promise, which stars Oscar Isaac and Christian Bale. And this is a story of the Armenian genocide, which took place in 1915, in which 1.5 million Armenians were slaughtered in the hands of the Turks. And shame on the Turks for denying it. Until today, they're still denied it ever happened. And there's, picture proof, video proof. It's in history books all over the place. And yeah, it's such a tragic situation that took place, and all those families that were lost, in the hands of the Turks. Disgusting people, man. To be honest, I've never been a fan of Turkish people, but yeah, sorry to say it. But anyway, great film, definitely worth checking it out. And I really liked Christian Bale's performance in this one. Next up is Bad Day at Black Rock, which is a archive collection from Warner Brothers, and got this for around $10. It was like one of those deals that they had on Amazon. I think the price went back up on this one, but yeah, looking forward to this one. I heard of the film, but just never seen it, but should be pretty good with Spencer Tracy and Robert Ryan, so we'll see. And for these next new releases, I haven't seen it yet, so check back in my next update and I'll give you my full perspective as far as picture and audio quality and my thoughts on the film. But I got Emma Thompson and Tom Hanks in The Circle. Also The Exception, which is a film that takes place in World War II. Should be pretty good with Christopher Plummer. Also got The Dinner with Richard Gere. Looks pretty interesting. And also The Lovers with Debra Winger. And yeah, she doesn't make movies all that often anymore, but she did this film in the 90s. I believe it was in 1995 with Billy Crystal called Forget Paris. Always enjoy that film. Alright, so let me show you guys my Criterion pickups now. Got Tarkovsky's Stalker, which is an incredibly well-made film. And I believe this is Tarkovsky's last film that he made in the Soviet Union. This came out in 1979, and the cinematography is absolutely beautiful for this one. It literally looks like you're looking at a painting on screen. Incredible. So yeah, definitely looking forward to revisiting this one. The next film I finally picked up is The Seventh Seal, one of Ingmar Bergman's finest works, and I was also going to pick up Bergman's documentary called Bergman Island until I read in the special features for this that is indeed included, so quite thrilled about that. I heard a lot of great stuff, and that's a documentary about Bergman's life. But yeah, took a quick glance at the cinematography and the picture quality for this one, and looks quite impressive, so can't wait to see this movie from beginning to end. Next up is On the Waterfront, which is one of Marlon Brando's best films ever, and quite thrilled to finally own this one. And it's going to make a nice companion piece on my shelf with One Night Jacks. And if you haven't seen One Night Jacks, it's the one and only Western film, or rather the one and only film that Marlon Brando directed. This one is directed by Elia Kazan. Moving on, the next pickup is David Cronenberg's Videodrome. And yeah, I just held off for this one because I've seen this film so many times. So I'm like, oh, what the hell, let me just finally pick it up now. Also ended up getting Walkabout, which I hadn't seen in quite some time, and always enjoy this one. It's a Australian outback film and one of the best Australian films ever made. Also picked up Jean-Luc Godard's Vivre sa vie, which stars Anna Karina, one of the most famous French actresses, and this is about a story of this girl who slowly becomes a prostitute, and it's about, her life story, so that should be pretty interesting. And yeah, I heard a lot of great stuff about this film, but never got around to seeing it, so I'll check it out sometime soon. The next film I got is called Certified Copy, which is directed by an Iranian director. His name is Abbas Kiarostami. I believe he passed away like a year or two ago. But the movie itself was okay, but I'm not too thrilled about Abbas's style. He has this tendency to hold the camera in one scene for a long time, and it's a bit of a drag. And I always say if the dialogue isn't all that great, it's kind of pointless to hold the camera all that time for one scene for like 10 minutes, sometimes even maybe 15 minutes. It's like this weird thing that he does. But yeah, the movie itself was pretty interesting. It has like a nice twist towards the middle and the end. So that is Certified Copy. And the last Criterion I picked up this week is a French film called Lola Montes. This has been out on Criterion for many years, but yeah, just finally got it now. And it's directed by Max Ophüls, the one and only film directed in color by him. All his other films are in black and white. And I heard this film was a box office disaster in 1955, but it's a really beautiful looking film. It's a circus act film, really colorful, and it stars the beautiful Martine Carroll, pictured here. And I heard at one point she tried to commit suicide. Such a shame. I don't know what the whole backstory is about that, but yeah, can't wait to revisit this one. I haven't seen this one in quite some time. Anyway, so that's my pickups. I'm going to have a few more Criterions in my next update, and I'm going to throw in the towel this go around for the Criterion sale after that. The next Criterion sale will be in November of this year. So thanks for taking a look, and I'll see you guys soon in my next update. Take care.